Hey, welcome everybody. Happy that you stopped by and welcome to the live stream. And first of all, let me just say that something seems new here, except for what's in front of me right now. But someone is also new, because I'm Ja today, and today I'm with Jeroen.
Hello everybody!
Probably somebody that you guys have never seen before, because
you've never seen me
on the stream before. So guys, first of all, be nice to him. And so yeah, Jeroen is one of our visual and video editors, so also designer.
Yep.
So today he's here also to show you guys some insight, looks into one of our designs and productions and stuff like that. So let's first of all just let Jeroen maybe introduce himself and see what he has to say.
So, like Ja said before, I'm Jeroen. I started working at MSI about 10 years ago, maybe more even. And I'm a bit of a jack of all trades. I started out as a programmer, then visual designer, so banner, commercials, billboards, everything. And well, I think 2 years ago they even asked me, can you do video editing? Which I couldn't. But I said yes anyway, so now I also do video editing, mainly thanks to Robin. I think you've seen him before, he's a colleague of us, and he does most of our videos. And yeah, so now I do everything.
You really do everything now.
And also being in live streams, that's my newest accomplishment.
Well, before we continue, it seems like people are saying in the chat that my microphone is a little bit buggy.
Okay.
Seems still to be the case. Hey, hello guys, hello. How's it going? Hello.
I have chat here. Your sound is cutting in and out sometimes, sounding far away. Now you have the problem. We used to have a mic problem with this one just 10 minutes ago.
And someone is saying really
sec.
the sound is fine on my end. Oh, all good now. All right, guys, sounds good to go now. Not sure what happened there because we didn't do anything in particular, and seems like it's all fine now. But if it's not, guys, just let us know, of course. And well, let's give a warm welcome to Jeroen today, huh?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So. What are we here for today? Of course, you can already see the new product right here on the left and on the right of my, in front of me. So the P100A and the PS321 series. Well, I will show you guys, of course, what's in this bad boy, what it can do, what can you expect from the monitor, what kind of different models are out there, what kind of specifications, how professional this kind of hardware really are. Of course, so look forward to that part. And also, like per usual, we have a giveaway right here. So the Steam wallet code. We understand, even though you're probably a content creator, or if you really like to get into that, well, occasionally you still have to get off work and get into some fun, So grab yourself some nice $20 Steam wallet code if you're lucky enough today, because we have more to be given away. And if you just go to the link right there and perform as many actions as you can, well, the more you do, the more chances you have at winning one of the codes. And if you didn't win on the first few tries, don't worry, you're still in a drawing pool. So later in the stream, you can still have the chance of winning one of the Steam wallet codes. If the link right here doesn't work for you, msite.com/2/insider, our bot will also kindly repeat the link in the chat every 6 minutes. So just keep an eye out on the chat if this link doesn't work for you right here. And if you have any questions, per usual, drop them in the chat and we will happily, well, if we get to it, answer your questions, because we have multiple channels that we are keeping an eye out to. So quite a few people that are chatting in the chat. So we'll do our best. But anyways, so content creations. Anybody who is a fan of content creation, or if you're already a content creator, let us know in the chat. We're always happy to know, what kind of audience we have in front of us. I'm curious, because I know a lot of you guys are gamers. Me myself, I'm also a gamer. I'm not sure. Do you play games?
I do.
You
I
do?
did. I still do.
You still do?
but I get bored really quick. I need fast games which I can turn on for just like 15 minutes and do something.
Preferably just a lot of bloodbath, and then fun is gone. Then you take a break.
It's stupid because I really like RPGs. I like the whole story and everything, but I used to be in my room for days, and now it's just I need something quick. So it's like for me, it's like I can watch a Simpsons episode. Like 20 minutes is good enough, but a whole series with a whole storyline, I lose it. So something fast-paced and turn it on, turn it off.
Totally understand. I don't usually play that many games anymore neither, but I also love to do some content creation in my free time. So yeah. So nowadays there are actually a lot of content creators out there, and I like to think that one of the reasons is because it's just so easy nowadays to become a content creator because of the knowledge. It's just out there. You can go to YouTube, you can get yourself in free education within like weeks. You can
you can
handle
That's how
Photoshop, Premiere Pro or After Effects, and anything that you don't understand. There's probably someone out there who already has the answer laid out for you. So it's just so easy to pick it up. Yep. And the gears are out there. You don't need a fancy camera anymore to really get it going, because your mobile phone nowadays, if you have a good one, is also already a great capture device for you to work with afterwards. But of course, the higher you go, the better the quality, the more you also have to require from your hardware afterwards. But yeah, so content creation really is something that we also have been focused on for quite some time now. So hence, again, we have listened to feedback. We listened to what people wanted and try to figure out how we can suit you guys' taste better. Your needs. What kind of monitors did you want? And well, if you see this right here, you might think it looks a bit familiar, except the color is different. That's because actually a few weeks or a month or two ago, or somewhere in that time period, I already did a dedicated live stream for the P100X, which actually has the same body, but just a little bit of a different footing, because that one had like a CPU which is a bit hotter, let's just say, put it that way, than this one. So it required more air intake. So yeah, this actually is kind of the same series, but this one is just let's say it's a little bit of a step down than the P100X, which is our highest end content creations desktop. So this one is the P100A right here. So yeah, some stuff might look familiar to you guys, but I'll get right into it in just a moment. So yeah, we have been doing a lot of content creations and bringing out new gear and new hardware to see, how can we really help you guys along the way, to help you become, the creative person that you really are, help you in your journey. So yeah, let's, without further ado, just get into the products, because that's what we're here for. Right, Jeroen?
Yeah.
And in between,
I'm working on one as well. So I got the white one. But it's a badass machine, man. Yeah.
It's just, every time when we speak of color, it's just becomes so something that we should not get into, even though sometimes you want to make some jokes, but yeah, let's not get into that.
No, but I really like the black one. I mean, it's
this finish especially. So yeah, but in the meanwhile, if I'm missing any questions, because sometimes it's really hard if I'm speaking to you guys, it's really hard to keep track of what you're asking. So in the meantime, I see there's already a question regarding if there's going to be a animation run or a blender in this stream with the desktop. I can already answer that question for you. Unfortunately not, because this is not the render or really the heavy animation PC. It's not what it's meant for. It's really meant for 2D work, video production. So really, if you really want to get into 3D and really heavy rendering and stuff like that, you're gonna need something. Of course, you can do it with it, but you're probably not going to be as efficient as you could be. So because you need a hell lot more GPU power in that kind of cases. Any other questions for now? Is it true that content creators do not like to use curved monitors? Well, I cannot really speak for every content creator out there, but I can understand why yes or why not. First of all, it's of course a little bit personal preference, but secondly, of course, in this kind of line of work, especially you're already used to flat screens. So then again, it's again kind of personal preference. But I can also understand that some people might think that because the screen is curved, the lines might not be as realistic or not as representative as they could be. But that's just a perception. So I can't really factually say yes or no, but I'm just trying to reason why yes or why no. Let's see. Any others? Yes. Anything else that's? I'm gonna leave that to you for now. So I'm just gonna continue. So with the chat.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm checking it.
Just getting back to what's in front of me right here. So this is the P100A, so the Creator series. So really, Creator is our highest line, the highest tier in our content creations lineup. So here we have the P100A. So really, this is in the same series as the P100X because that one is really the highest tier content creations desktop, and this one is just like a little bit of a step down if you really don't need that much power, and especially, let's keep it honest, if your wallet is a bit more tight, because the price difference between this and the P100X, for example, is quite significant if you, depending on what kind of configuration you're talking about, but still there can be quite a big gap. So, but this is still a very excellent machine if you want to get into 2D and video work. But let's get into the aesthetics first, the outside, the design, because it's already been staring at you for like the past 15 minutes. So first of all, you notice this, well, as you can see on the background too, well, the black version does this one, but there's also the white version. So there are two colors available for the exact same model. And on the front, I think you can see, okay, well, so we have a different look now. So here we have a very subtle, which is kind of hidden, but it's still like kind of there. So as you can see, if you look at it from the front side, well, right now the studio is very well lit. So if you just look at it like this, you're not really going to notice there's like an RGB strip because you're looking straight at it. But if it's like not studio lit up like this right now, you'll notice, even though if you look at the front shield, so this is like the shield, there's still going to be an accent of lighting just shimmering through the shield. So here from the top, from the bottom to the top, there's a subtle RGB LED strip inside of here, which is of course our Mystic Light enabled RGB LED strip. The shield right here, and as you can already see, the finish is kind of like a matte gunmetal black. It's not really black, it's like kind of like really dark gray. But later you will also see it's like this exact same color as the monitor. Well, that's like kind of how we also meant to do it. And here, let's take a look at the side. So you can already see here, this is where the GPU is going to breathe through. So the side panel with a lot of the cutouts for the GPU to breathe. And underneath here is where the PSU will be breathing. So this is the side. And here we have some side I/O panel for your quick access. So we got some USB 3.2s, also the USB Type-C, and of course the headphone and the microphone jacks. All right. So let's turn it around to the other side. Oh. So this side, the design looks really similar, but this time there's like a different cutout because this is the CPU side. And here you don't have to worry about you know, all the dust getting through, because as you can see the difference between here and here, this is where air can pass through, and the rest of the holes, the cutouts, the triangles, it's not really cut out. It's just like the outside part, but inside is still being blocked by a metal plate. So up till now, if you guys have any questions regarding, you know, how it looks, just let me know in the chat, and we'll try to show you more details in case I didn't show you something that you would have loved to see. So I'm going to try to show you guys the backside, but I already have like a lot of cables hooked up to it, because the machine is actually running at the moment. So I gotta be a little bit careful before I rip something apart. So here we have the backside. Let me grab something right here. So here we have the GPU, of course. It's vertically aligned in the case, but I'm going to open the case in just a moment to show you guys how it's all configured. And here we have the usual audio output and input, and then of course the LAN, but this is actually 2.5G LAN. More about that a bit later. We have more USB 3.2s, and of course here we still have the USB Type-C, just like in the front side panel, and these two are being blocked right now. One of them is the display port, and the other one is the HDMI, which I hope for you will not ever be able to need to use, because in this kind of case you already have like the RTX 2070 right here. You will never really need to be using this two. I guess it's just in case, in this kind of case, when your GPU breaks down, you still need to have some output, you can use this one. So here we have my super fast SanDisk adapter with a SanDisk SD card in here. Let me just put that out right now, don't need it. And here underneath we have more USB ports. So that's for the back side of it. I'm going to open this up. So let's start with this side. Let me see if I recall this correct. Yeah, this is a GPU side. Anything that I missed right now? Somebody asked about the back I/O, but I just showed you this. Will you give away this? Someone is asking if I'm giving away the P100A.
Give it to me, give it to me.
Not today, not today. Maybe sometime in the future. Can't say for sure, but not today. Sorry to disappoint you. All right, so remember what I said earlier, that you don't have to worry about the entire side panel, you know, letting through dust and stuff, because as you can see, only the places where you know, the hardware need to breathe has the thorough cutout. Because if I turn it around, you see there's still a metal plate blocking wherever the dust doesn't need to, you know, get through. So that's the side panel. Just put this on the ground. Look at this beautiful configuration in this small form factor desktop. So you see, even though I'm looking into the screen right now, so I gotta be really careful not sticking my screwdriver into the GPU, but as you can see here, we have a full-sized RTX 2070 Ventus in here. Right, and you still see that there's quite some room left for you to do the future upgrading if you deem needed. Anytime in the future, so you don't have to worry about that once you get a machine, you're stuck with what you're getting. So vertically integrated into the machine right here. And well, we at MSI, we always try to encourage people to, you know, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. You know, get in there, you know, open the case up, try to see what you understand or what you can, you know, eventually replace. Once you have had the machine for like quite a few years and you think, well, maybe it's time for you to do some upgrading, either if it's because you really need it, or it's because, you know, sometimes I also just like to upgrade my machine because I like it, like from the hobby point of view. You can easily take things apart. As you can see, you can just Well, right now I'm not gonna take off the top part, but it's quite easy. It's just few screws. You can take off the top part, and then unclick the GPU, and then unscrew the screws right here, and you can just take it out, and voila, you have a new GPU, which can be, well, depending on the size, but you still have quite a lot of room left, you know, in the horizontally and vertically. So, and also, if you think like, okay, I need a lot more internal storage here, let me show you. On the back side of the motherboard, there's a empty M.2 SSD right now, which is not being used. So this one is for you later to upgrade when you think, well, you're running out of internal space and you really need it. So it's quite easy, like you've seen. You just have to open the side panel. It's right there in front of you. Nothing much that you have to do. And I know that you guys might have noticed that sometimes the PSU fan spins and sometimes it stops with spinning. This is not because it's broken, don't worry. That's because sometimes when a system is like idling or it's not really doing much, it doesn't require much power from the PSU. So that's why, and if it doesn't require a lot of power from the PSU, it doesn't get as hot. And well, then it just automatically stops with spinning to save you noise, you know, just a lot more benefit than, right now, it stopped again. It's not because it's broken. That's because there's much power being drawn right now. So this is for this side of the case. Something else to be mentioned is that, as you can see, the whole metal casing inside, it's like it's completely isolating the GPU part inside of this desktop. And this is because the P100A, well, the entire P100 series have separated chambers in which all the main heat producing components really is being separated for the best heat dissipation, having their own chamber and airflow, so air intake and outtake. And this will also help you with an overall temperature in the case. So that's for this side. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm gonna get the side panel back on. How are you doing, Jeroen? Still alive?
Yeah, just woke up. No, sorry. No, I'm actually interested.
It's okay if you're sleeping, but you guys.
I'm amazed how close you can come with the screwdriver to the system fans. For me, I was afraid I would be putting it in and it would be broken.
Yeah.
So, but
sometimes I just like to live on the edge. But definitely, guys, something a tip for you guys, because right now, because of the setup and of the difficulties, I don't really much have a choice but to do this while it's running. I could have turned it off, but then, you know, I'll have encountered other issues, which is all because of the setup. So when you're doing this, please always turn it off. So once you see this or you have this in your hand and this has to touch that, always turn it off, okay, guys? It doesn't matter how good you are, just turn it off. All right, so that was this side, and now the other side. Arnold is saying, so nice. It's like you speak Japanese. Let me get this part open.
in the stream they're saying I should do something with fire.
Something with fire. Yeah, sure. You have a lighter?
I think they saw some video with somebody who has the same name who lit up something.
Really, with the same name?
Yeah. Well, my name was the most used name when I was born, I think. My parents weren't that original.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
Jeroen.
But what do you mean by that it's not that original?
Everybody's called Jeroen.
Oh, come on. Not everybody.
Well, Ja, isn't that short for Jeroen? Isn't that Chinese for Jeroen?
If you look at it that way. Okay, guys. I need to switch from my screwdriver, so I'll be right back. This one is just a bit too thin. Got it.
Ooh, fast.
Yeah, it worked beforehand, but I guess I screwed it on too tight, and now I couldn't open it anymore because the screw head was just a little bit too thin on the other one.
So you were a little bit screwed.
I like it. You keep it going. That's the spirit. All right.
Drum roll.
Ooh.
Pa-pa-pa.
Sir Hugo is saying, wish I could upgrade my trident. Well, you could. You can. I mean, why? What's stopping you? Let me know. If you have any difficulties, I'm the man. Okay? So fire a will.
Just the man.
PC Gaming is asking, how did you do cable management in this case? Well, as much as I would love to take credit for this, I didn't do the cable management because the factory did it. So,
Seems easy enough though. You see a lot of clips and things.
yeah, true. Anything else? Yeah, indeed, the GPU was very thick. All right, so I guess no question for now. Okay. Well, here up top, let's start here. We have already one of the 2.5-inch bays being in use with a hard disk right in there. So you have another room for another hard disk or SSD, whatever you prefer, depending on your budget, of course. But so the cable, they're already there. You just have to unscrew the 4 screws, or 3 screws actually, and then just put in your drive bay, and that's it. Furthermore, if you like to upgrade anything like your RAM, it's just here for very easily accessed. Just plug and play basically. And well, as you can see, everything is being neatly put in place, and the M.2, if you want to replace it, it's right here, the blue one. So everything is very easily accessed, like I said before, because we try to encourage you guys to play around, upgrade, don't be afraid, as long as you don't do something too crazy, So of course you always have to do your homework before you start with anything like this. Yeah, so that's for the inside of this side.
Is that a full-size PSU inside, or is that a special?
Oh no, that's like an FFX, so it's not a full-sized.
Okay.
So if you're planning on upgrading the PSU, please make sure that you're getting a new SFX SFX PSU, so that one will fit in here instead of the regular full-sized PSU. So another day where I didn't lose any screws, so I can stick it in my colleagues' faces again, because they always say I lose all the screws.
I thought they said you have the screw loose, but that's something else, right?
Perhaps. I'm not sure what you're getting at, but perhaps. Yeah, so that is the internals and the externals of the case. Well, if you have any questions, or if I didn't show anything that you would like to see, let me know. But otherwise, I would like to say that I think you guys deserve the first Steam Wallet Code draw. Ooh. What do you say, Jeroen?
Yes, sir.
I think it's weird because sometimes I try to say your name in English. Then it sounds really weird because it's like Jeroen.
Jeroen.
But I should just pronounce it like the Dutch way, like Jeroen.
Please do.
That's how it is.
So let's see.
So let's see who the first winner is, huh?
Have people already entered?
If you guys haven't entered yet, don't worry. Just go to amistad.com/2/insider. If you just joined, there's still plenty more to be won. So
I think somebody entered. Here we go. Draw a winner.
Jeroen is not the fastest because this is his first time, so give him some time. And the winner is... I'm gonna give you the honor.
Me?
Yep. The nickname... It's quite easy.
Indo Pride!
Congratulations, Indo Pride. I
like that.
So really proud.
From
really proud
Indonesia.
to be Indo.
Fun fact, I was at a wedding yesterday and it was an Indonesian couple getting married, so...
Imagine the food.
Yes.
It must have been really good.
Rendang. Yes, please.
Lucky you. Yeah, congratulations. Hope you have fun with it. And to the rest of you guys, don't worry, there's more to come. So just go to mz.com/insider. If this doesn't work for you, wait for the link, which is being spammed in the chat every 6 minutes. You can just go to that link if this one doesn't work for you. You can still register and do whatever you like on there. And well, good luck. In the meantime, if there isn't any question, I'm just going to move on. So I guess not much right now. Oh, I see Caesar is already asking what is the purpose of the frame on the edge of the monitor. This one right here is just sitting here to tease you about it because, well, I'm gonna tell you later. But before that, I'm going to be a little bit boring because this is just some homework that I cannot skip. I gotta give you the basis and for you to understand properly, what this really is. Something else that you have missed maybe. So yeah, you might have guessed already. I have some slides.
Ooh, slides.
So, yeah.
Slide it in. Damn.
But okay, I'll go through it quickly. So don't worry, guys. All right, so the P100 series, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, there's like the black version, there's also, don't forget, the white version. They can be the exact same model, the exact same configuration, but they are like just 2 colors of each SKU. So yeah, the Creator P100 series, the Creator being the highest tier, and the P100 right now, well, we have like last generation, so the 9th gen, we already had like the P100, that's when we introduced them. And right now we have like the 10th gen, so we have the 10th gen P100X, and we now have the 10th gen P100A, which is this one sitting right here. And yeah, well, they're here to help you create splendid moments. So the configurations and the specifications, of course the price, usually all the questions that we get all the time regarding this kind of stuff. So everything's right here lined up for you. So the highest configuration that you can go with a P100A is i7-10700. So the non-K version. And as for the GPU, it goes all the way up to RTX 2070 Super. So, well, as you can imagine, you can still well, perform quite well if you're like taking some time off from work and just try to entertain yourself with some games. Excellent choice still.
Works for me, even work.
Yeah. Yeah, like we do, right? Sometimes we work and we still play games.
Yeah. Don't tell my manager though. I hope he's not watching.
So yeah, what else? Well, right now we have like with the different configurations. We have the 16 gigabytes version with the RAM, and we have the 32 gigabytes version. But you can also upgrade this all the way up to 64 gigabytes when it seems like, well, if the situation calls for it for you, you can always just upgrade the RAM. And like I just showed you, it's very easy to access the RAM. There's no cable dangling in front of it. There's nothing blocking it. It's just easy plug and play. Well, not plug and play, but plug and produce, I guess. So yeah, 64 gigabyte all the way up to 64, and well, for the SSD, it's you can expand it all the way up to 4 gigabyte. I believe right now this SKU in front of me has like 1 terabyte of M.2 SSD and another 2 terabyte of hard drive, the 2.5 inch hard drive, which is being installed right in here. But you can choose for a high configuration with well, higher internal storage. But it's very easy for you to upgrade. Like, well, I'm just saying this because sometimes, some people just joined and they missed all the demonstration part of the inside. So I just want to shortly tell again that you can very easily access another M.2 SSD slot right on the back behind the motherboard, which is fully open for you to access. And the 2.5 inch drive base, it's also just sitting right there, 3 screws, and then you're well, up to good to go. And so yeah, the power supply, it goes all the way up to 450. So as you can imagine, with the CPU and the graphics card, they are quite energy efficient, so we don't really need a very high-powered GPU. I mean PS2. Yeah, so as for price, of course, a lot of you guys always ask about the price. Right now, depending on what kind of region you are, of course, the MSRP or the starting price should be somewhere around 1,800 euros or US dollars. So that's for the lower SKU also. But I know right now you might have a little bit of difficulty of finding it, but in like, I mean, let's see, in max a week or two, majority of the shops around the world should already have this little bad boy in the shops. So you just have to be a little more patient if you're really looking forward to, you know, getting your career kicked off or your hobby, and you're really looking for something that's you know, really that's really there for your video production needs and your 2D graphics and design needs. So yeah, that's for the well, summary of the specifications and the price. Our Rensa is saying, is it a 450 watt because the processor and video card are clocked down? No, that's not the reason. Well, at the moment, we do not have a Ryzen one for this yet, but I can't say that this is going to stay like this forever. But I'm also not saying that we are going to have one anytime soon. So we just have to see where we'll go direction-wise, and if we'll have another P100 in this kind of series with a Ryzen setup. Who knows? I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to that if that's the case.
If that's the case.
Any other? Okay. Let me just continue. So speaking of the CPU, so compared to the last gen, you can already expect that this is going to give you up to a 30% more performance, and especially if you take a look at if you compare the 10700 with the 9700, well, of course, the 9700 was like an 8 cores and 8 threads, and now you have 8 cores and 16 threads with the 10700. And especially for productivity, this is going to be very, very handy. It's going to give you that multi-core performance that you really need in like a lot of the programs, a lot of the apps out there. So of course, if you're mainly looking for gaming, that's not going to give you the performance difference that you would love to have. But in this case, it's going to kick ass. And as for the GPU, so we already have like the RTX Studio driver implemented, and something just to very shortly summarize and clarify for you guys, you know, like of course NVIDIA have two kind of drivers right now, right? So they have like the game ready driver and they have the studio driver. So the main difference between the two is that there are also, if you're looking for more details, like quite some stuff on the well, on YouTube or on the internet that people have done like thorough tests and stuff. But in short, the studio driver really ensures that you have the best reliability and stability whenever you're editing and working, you know, with different kind of programs, because this is a lot more easy for them to just test and test and test and test and be compatible with. So compared to like gaming drivers, there's so many different kind of machines with different kind of configurations out there. It's a lot harder to achieve. And especially with content creation, you want to have the reliability and stability when you're creating. So you don't want to have some glitches here and there, or you know, sudden crashes and stuff like that, because that could mean that hours and hours worth of stuff is being thrown away. I mean, Jeroen, you must have like in some time throughout the years have experienced this, right? That you're just working on something and then boom, it's gone.
One time I was working on I think it was a billboard, and I had excuse me, like Photoshop stores in memory, but if memory falls short, you also have a page file, it's called. It's like memory on hard drive, and that became like 100 gigabyte. And then I was out of storage, and the whole thing just hang, and my work was gone. So that was excellent. No.
Yeah, I can imagine the pain. I mean,
Yeah.
I already rage when my game crashes, which I just didn't even spend time or invest time in. So, yeah, but so that's like one of the biggest reasons why Studio Driver is for like content creators, like really, I wouldn't say a must, but really highly recommended if you had a choice to choose between this and the game ready driver. So yeah, the highest configuration RTX 2070 Super, you know, everything, all the systems they're already like pre-configured with the Studio Driver. Yeah, hello to you too, Hussein. Thanks for the compliment, for the nice cap. All right, so any questions up to now? Otherwise, I'll just continue. So, continuing, well, depending on, you know, maybe you're like just getting into this, or maybe you're looking for information for a friend, or maybe you're just generally looking to do get more knowledge. Well, actually, all the different kind of programs, you know, they have their different kind of needs. So they can be more or less like categorized into what kind of program, what kind of category requires more from what kind of hardware. So generally, if we take a look at like the P100A, it's more or less meant for like the first two categories, so like for photography and video production. I mean, sure, you can do 3D design with the 2070 Super, but you're not going to be as efficient as you could have been with like much stronger video graphics card. For video and photography, it's generally really important for you to have a really good and powerful CPU, because a lot of processing power is coming from the CPU. But for video, yes, it doesn't mean that your GPU is not going to matter. Well, it's going to matter. It's still needed, but it's just not as important in the process as the CPU. So yeah, and a lot of the other heavy, really heavy programs, they like 3D animation, design, and rendering and stuff like that. They're really very GPU focused. Yeah, so this is just to give you an idea of, you know, what kind of, if you're mainly going to like work in Adobe Premiere Pro, if you already know that, like After Effects and stuff like that, then I'm just trying to give you a representation in the real world of what do you need for that kind of program. So yeah, that's more or less the case here. And if you have any questions, just ask me in the chat. But yeah, so let me, like I said, the P100A right here is more meant for the first two categories. So El Corco is asking, will the temperature be fine? Absolutely, the temperature is fine. You know, we have dedicated quite some stuff just to make sure that the temperature is going to be more than fine. So the 10700 is already not that hard of a CPU, and the GPU itself has an excellent cooling on the graphics card as well, on the Ventus, and especially looking at the structure of the desktop with each of the main, of the CPU and GPU, that they both have their own separated chambers in which the heat don't really heat each other up. So they're being separated with their own airflow intake and air outtake, just to make sure that you have the best airflow, so optimized temperature.
I even have
heat dissipation.
I even have a practical example, because we're working from home some days at MSI. So I took the P100 home. Ooh, and we had a heat strike. We had a heat strike last week, and it was, I think, indoors at my place, it was somewhere between 30 and 35 degrees Celsius. And
30 and 35?
I was working and I was overheating, but my computer was actually doing perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
True story.
So yeah, despite like this small form factor like build, we still, you know, we always make sure that we have excellent cooling within systems. And if you're familiar with our GPUs, you also know that that cooling just, you know, they have always been really great. Okay, that was a valid question, really good. All right, continuing. So of course, when we're talking about content creation and stuff like that, you always work with a lot of files, and over time, you know, stuff always tend to build up, and the files are usually very big. I mean, I think Jeroen can also speak from experience that, you know, even working on some 2D blueprints and stuff like that, the file can already be quite huge for for what it is. And if you're getting into video editing and stuff like that, especially if you're going like into 4K, well, you're going to need a lot of space. And do you actually also work on a NAS?
I have one at home,
course you do.
but here on our corporate network, I used to work directly on the network drive until I was notified by ICT department that I was taking up a lot of bandwidth. So I wasn't allowed to anymore, but it can handle it, the computer. If your ICT department can handle it.
Right. And of course, in these kind of cases, you're going to be, transferring data and file stuff throughout the network. And well, if you have a 2.5G LAN connection right here, that's going to help you so much more with the transfer speed. And you can have a lot faster transfer speed when you're like backing up. When you have created data, you're trying to create some backups or transferring files. It's just going to save you time. And I think time and patience in the content creation world is quite the valuable terms right there. You need to have the patience to get the work done, because some easy work can take weeks of work, but you also need to have the speed in order to save you more time. And well, here we have the 2.5G LAN available for you to benefit from. So yeah, I'll say if you get a chance, try it out.
Excellent.
Yeah. Continue with the network. Well, there's also the improved Wi-Fi 6 built in the system. So compared to Wi-Fi 5, this one is a lot more reliable. The latency has been decreased by like 75%, and the speed has like been up like almost 2.5 times. So even Wi-Fi, is a very capable, a very viable choice for you if you like are, changing workplaces and the cable is getting in the way, or you don't want to invest time, dragging the cable and neatly hiding them and stuff like that. Or even if you just like taking the PC to to your TV and you just want to have some good time, doing some stuff, having a bigger screen, as you don't want to use the cable. There are quite some cases that you can think of, but just in general, Wi-Fi is now very reliable, and here you also can have the benefit of the Wi-Fi 6. So yeah, a lot of good stuff happening with internet connection. So if you are also working on music, if like sound is like something, and also in video production, sound is also still very important, of course. You want to have that crisp, clear sound, the quality, so you don't miss the details. You don't miss the conveying of feelings and emotions through sound and stuff like that. Especially for music, it's just always very important to have top quality. And here we also made sure that for the content creators out there, we have the professional components inside the case. We can deliver you the professional sound quality that you want. So yeah, all in all, a lot of this kind of stuff just generally really, we're trying to help you guys to, yeah, effortlessly do your content creations and your productivity stuff without the worry from the hardware side. All right, so the the Creator Center is something else, like software-wise, that we have been offering for quite some time now, in which we're trying to add more value to you guys, or give you more value, in which you can really like in details monitor your desktop, and also prioritize tasks one over the other, to make sure that you have the best performance at certain time whenever it is that you want it. And there's a lot more to it, so I'm going to show you guys like what Creator Center is, and yeah, what you can do with it, generally why it's quite the app for you to have. Especially, it's just there, it comes with the desktop. There's another problem again with the mic.
I'm hearing you perfectly fine.
Okay, yeah, I just read one comment saying mic is quiet.
Mic's quiet.
So I hope that's not the case. But if that's the case, just let us know, of course. Yeah, okay. So the Creator Center, I already see Twilight is saying Creator Center looks more stylish than Dragon Center. Well, good to hear that you already have experience or at least know about Dragon Center. So yeah, that's like the gaming counterpart of Creator Center. Yeah, indeed, this one is more. I wouldn't say it's more neatly put together because it has the creator and the stylish kind of representation, just like the desktops themselves. So yeah, I mean, but of course, there's also personal preference and opinion. But yeah, I agree.
Looks cleaner. It's
All right, seems like we don't have problem with the sound. Maybe it was just a glitch on Twitch. All right, so Creator Center. Let's start with that. You always have to, have the Creator Center enabled by just unchecking this and checking this. So, and then first of all, the probably going to be the most important part where you don't want to spend too much time, just want to get the job done is by choosing either you want to have a user priority or a real-time, let's say, priority. What this means is that if you're using like user priority, you're going to, for example, here on the right, well, I don't have all the necessary apps from Adobe or anything installed, but I have these 4 apps here for demonstration purpose. So you can just choose whatever app it is that you think needs the most processing power and needs to have the highest priority. Just click this and drag it to priority. So this way you can just fill it up. And now the system will know that okay, you probably want to prioritize this, and this will get the priority that you arranged. If you don't want to do this, and if you just want to, for example, give whatever it is on the foreground, that's like most on the foreground, for that one to have the most priorities, you can just go to real time, because real time works like this. The top level of the window has the best performance. So that means that, for example, a Creator Center right here is like the top level window that's open right now, which means this one is now getting the best performance, getting the highest priority. That's what real time means. So if you prefer to have that because you switch from apps quite often or switch from windows quite often, then of course the use of priority that you just said before is not going to be as accurate. So then you can go for real time, problem solved. I see Raz is asking any 144Hz 1440p IPS monitor recommendations. I will say, first of all, just maybe you should ask yourself or try to, answer me like what kind of games you prefer to play most of the time, what kind of GPU you have, just general kind of setup you have, then I can give you a better recommendation. For example, we have like the 1080p IPS gaming monitor, which has 240 Hz. So if you like play eSport, that one is then more suited than like what you're asking for right now.
Well, as far as creation, also, don't you have a recommendation coming up?
Well, I can't really talk about that for now. Okay, let me just continue with this. So so that's the user priority and the real-time part, what the differences are between these two, and this is probably where you'll be most of the time when you get into Creator Center. Otherwise, you can go to user scenario and you can just generally go for if you want to have like the most silent environment you would like to have, you can go for silent. This will tune down the system to make sure that everything is being silent, so the fans are just very quiet. And otherwise, you can just go for performance or balance, whatever it is you prefer. It's very easy, just click and that's it. Not much that you can you have to get into. If you just want to get into some numbers, if you're trying to learn about some stuff or get used to what all this means, CPU voltage and stuff like that, frequency and the core clock with GPU, everything is being aligned here for you to read in real time. So for example, here it says CPU core temperature. As you just saw, it changes real time. And well, right now the desktop is running more or less like in high priority, high performance mode. So that's why, you know, the clock is also very high most of the time. So basically, almost, yeah, it's just working really hard, and still it's just sitting at 58, 63-ish temperature-wise. So somebody asked about the temperature. Well, here you already have a good example of what you can expect. You know, there are a lot more stuff that we can get into. You know, that's something, you know, that's also good for your eye. Like with True Color, you can do some eye resting, or you can tune something to be very game specific, like how your monitor will reflect. And also, if you are very internet dependent, where you do or transfer a lot of stuff over the internet, here you can also go to LAN Manager and just prioritize whatever it is gets the highest priority, you know, internet-wise. So this is kind of similar with performance with a PC in comparison to the apps and programs, but this time specifically for your LAN. And here you can do a lot of fine-tuning for gaming, media streaming, file sharing, or you can customize. And it's quite easy to get into. You can also see, you know, what's using a lot of what's using a lot of internet, and you can do some tests. There's just quite some stuff that you can get into right here. Everything under LAN Manager. So, all right, I'm just trying to see in between if I'm missing something. And well, Jeroen, you can also notify me if I'm missing something critical.
Yes, you are.
If you can keep track of the chat.
There's a giveaway.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right. I guess before I get into the colorful stuff, Mystic Light, we can do a
shall we?
Colorful giveaway. Ooh. So we're going to draw our second winner of today's live stream. Are you guys ready?
I bet they are.
So if you haven't joined yet, don't worry, you can still join. We still have more codes left to be given away. So if you still want to join, just go to msi.com/2/insider, and you can still have a chance at one of the few left. And if you have already joined and you didn't win, don't worry, you're still in the drawing pool, so who knows, you might have just won. So who is the second winner of today?
You can have this one, man.
All right. Oh, actually, this one's pretty fun. It's going to be Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. Well, it's not Winner Winner Chicken Dinner, but his nickname is Chicken Dinner. So congratulations, Chicken Dinner, on winning this $20 Steam wallet code. So hope you have fun with it in Steam.
Congrats.
Congrats. The rest of you guys, good luck and get the rest. Moo is saying, nice one, Jeroen. I'm not sure what he means. Do you know what he means?
I don't know. Is it my hair? Is it?
Not sure. Maybe you gave some silent gestures that I didn't see. So
I pressed the button,
right.
so
I
did do that very good. So, but thanks, always.
Giveaway MSI mechanical keyboard. Well, for that I have to speak to Peter because that's his department. So if you want to have that, join next week, and you might convince him. All right. So something else that's also incorporated in Creator Center is Mystic Light. So I already showed you before that the P100A has like a LED strip in front. So as you can see here in the illustration, right now it's set to rainbow. I'm just gonna leave it to rainbow. So here you can dedicate what kind of color it is to your desktop. Quite a few for you to choose from, and you can create dedicated profiles here. So you don't have to choose every time between this kind of effect, that kind of effect. You can just create a profiles and dedicate the effects to the profiles. So before it used to be the case that Mystic Light had to have its own standalone app. So you needed to go to different places, different apps in order to do different kind of setups and change the settings and stuff like that. But now for the Creator desktops, we have everything more or less just cramped into the Creator Center. So more in the same way that we have Dragon Center, which is like the all-encompassing software for a lot of the software that we used to have, which were standalones. So here we have the same scenario. Okay, so continuing here, what else do we have? We can go to, well, there's even more settings tools. Well, actually, there's this ambient link right here, but I'm not really going to get into details if you are wondering about this, because this is more gaming related, and I guess, well, in this case, you're not going to do that much gaming on well, the desktop. But just to summarize, this means with ambient link you can you know, just make RGB explode in your environment. You can attach more Philips hues, you can attach the nano leaf to the system, and everything will synchronize the same way. And you can also link this to games, in which they will translate in-game information to the entire ecosystem. And actually, if you want to know more about all of this, Mike did like a dedicated RGB live stream in which you can find a lot of this kind of stuff, and it's just really puking rainbows everywhere in the live stream. So you can go to our MSI Insider playlist later on YouTube. Then you can just find well, the old RGB live stream if you're interested in that part. So here we have a few more of the settings, and so I'm not going to get into every setting, but just trying to demonstrate to you guys that Creator Center really has a lot of, oh, I think I accidentally closed it, a lot of settings out there, just really all trying to help you, trying to make your life easier as a content creator, or as a, well, even a gamer, but then that's like for the Dragon Center case, but they have the same purpose. Okay, you guys are probably wondering about, okay, but how is this new desktop going to run in Cinebench? Because that seems to like the standard of, you know, what's always required whenever you're talking about new PC and, you know, hardware. You have to demonstrate, right? So, oh, I see Klaas already knows about GameSync. But that's a different kind of cookie. Flame is saying Creator Center looks great. Thanks. Well, anything that you guys have to offer, you know, feedback, just you can always fire away, whether it's about our content, whether it's about the Creator PC, or it's about the software. Just drop them in the chat, and we'll always try to take your feedback and see what we can do with it. So don't hold in. Alright, so if that's it for now, I'm going to run the Cinebench live, because that seems to be the tradition. And this way we can also do a little bit of a test of how loud it can get, because I'm sitting like right next to the desktop. I wonder if you guys can really pick up the fan noise. So let me know. Alright, it's halfway there. So just to summarize, in case you cannot read the numbers on the left panel, we have so this i7 10700 in there, which is being pushed to the fullest right now with this 8-core and 16 threads. So it's close to being finished. So yeah, this is really like when it's like working at its max, really being pushed to the max, and well, this is, I guess, the amount of noise that you can expect from it when it's working so hard, and it's finished. Okay, where do we stand? So we got a 4150. Okay, I guess that's still pretty okay. Just naming some all CPUs in there, which is in the ranking list. We see that about 600 points short, we have the Ryzen 7 7000X. 7700K. It's sitting at like almost half the point, but it's of course falling short compared to the Threadripper with its gigantic amount of cores and threads. So 4150. And someone is asking, is the 8700K there? Can't see it. Well, that's correct. You can't see it because it's not here. Anything else? All right. So yeah. Let me know what you guys think up until now about the P100A, because right after this we're going to get into some creative stuff and some inside stuff that you guys normally wouldn't see. So just to give you guys another look of the P100X right here. Look at this beautiful LED strip. It's like right there, but it's also subtly being hidden away. So for the haters out there that don't like it, you can just turn it off, don't worry. All right. Cool. So, well, Jeroen, I think it's time for you to shine.
Ooh. Yeah, so I'm going to show you some projects I did lately, beginning of this year. I have two. One is a color box, so that just graphic design, and it's from a GK50 Elite, which is in the stores right now, I think. And after that, I'll be showing you a video from the previous version of the P100, which is here right now. I think it's the P100X. And we did a video about that, and I'm going to show you how it is in After Effects. So let me switch over to my computer. Hope it works. It works. So I'm here now, yes.
The kingdom is welcome you to the thunder.
So it's not like I'm a Rick and Morty fan. No.
Not at all, not at all.
Just coincidence. Let's see.
Yeah, so here, just trying to jump in a little bit to give you guys a little bit more information. You know, we're trying to get you guys really that sneak peek, you know, the inside look into, you know, how we kind of do our, you know, production in which really translate into real life products. And of course, Jeroen is going to tell you all about that.
Yeah. So let's see, our gaming gear, the previous version. I have an example here from the GK50 low profile. You might have seen it in the stores. It was red and white, like this one. And I wanted to do a redesign, and it needed to be less red, a little less gaming, a bit more general. Like, okay, this still is for gaming, but you can also use it. It's also comfortable to design in, or if you're an Office or Excel guy, you can still perfectly use this one. So they wanted something a little less gaming. We made some concepts. There are actually 3 designers here. So it's me, it's Borko. Maybe you'll see him in the next video. We'll have to ask him. I don't know if he's up for that. And then there's Robin. You might have seen him
yeah, I mean, for the people that have watched us quite a few times already, I mean, Robin have already been featured quite a few
Did
times.
something with video.
Yeah.
Quite the man in video.
So basically you guys have like a little design competition right there.
Yep. We were put against each other, and
the winner gets to live.
Yeah, see who won. So I made 2 designs. Every designer had to make 2. So mine was something that they asked from me, and one which they didn't ask from me, because I really liked the gaming design, so I still wanted to have something in that direction. So the first one I did was a little bit more clean and general design, like they asked for. Let me turn that around.
But this is really like the entire box.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a wraparound. Wanted to have more focus on the product, so took a close-up and just a hint towards gaming in the background. There's a visual of MGA, which is a gaming event we've been hosting for years. I think last year was in New York City, I think. It was big.
Yeah, it was definitely in the US, but I don't remember which city it was.
I don't know. It was bigger than the years before. I was really amazed. So that's in the background. But in general, it's clean. For me, it's still good looking, but it became a little bit too anonymous for me. And I wanted to have something, if you see it in a store and it's on the shelf and it really screams at you. This doesn't scream a lot for me. So what I also did, which they didn't ask, was this.
Bam! Well, that's making a statement.
Yeah. That was my idea. And also, if you, I don't have any pictures available from stores, but if you've been to computer stores and you know kind of the boxes that are inside the store, this would stand out. And it was my idea, like, okay, this is gonna attract a little bit more, and people are gonna be like, okay, what's this? It's all flat boxes, solid color, and now it's, I don't know, it's a little bit like warning or police ribbon. So this was more in your face.
Yeah, I can definitely see it's a bold move, and it's kind of really, I feel it. I feel it.
Thanks.
I feel what you're trying to convey here.
Unfortunately.
Oh. It's going that way.
Yeah, it's. I already knew it because it wasn't what they asked for me. They wanted something clean, and I thought I still want to give it a push. Like, do you really? But they really wanted it like that.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can also give us feedback, right? And if you say like, okay, Jeroen, you should definitely stick to it. You know, give us the feedback. Like, if you guys really like it, I mean, eventually, well, in the end, you guys are the ones that we're trying to show this to. So
help me convince other people.
Yeah, and
so,
now
so
you
if
really
I put
get
them
like the
side to side.
Now you get a chance to see something that usually people don't see at all, because this is like really the progress behind. Before that product reaches the store, and that's how it will look like. So now you get the chance to let us hear what you think.
So what would you like to see? Is it the left one or the right one? Management is going to hate me for this, right?
Yeah, I think my personal opinion would go to the right one, just because I like how that one is so full of character, and it's not distracting. It's actually, it really gives it the character.
Yeah.
So let's see what the chat says.
It goes both ways.
Already coming in.
I see a couple of people going for the right one, a couple of people for the left one. people just wanting to have it.
Yeah,
I know.
It's like we're dropping a lyric here. The right one, left. I wish I had one.
Right.
No.
I think the right one is winning, so that's victory for me. But unfortunately, at least for this series, so we might consider this for the next one. I hope. They chose to go a little bit more into the clean direction, but with the lines in the background. So for the next round of concepts, they asked me to go a little bit more in this direction. So there's still the angled lines from the the red version, but it's the colors and the cleanliness from the left one. So we made some variations on that layout. So here we have one with, it's mostly in the background. Wait, I'll turn it around. So there are 6 highlights here. That's one layout. V2. Here's one. Oh, wait. With four highlights, bigger, more space, bigger MSI logo, specs on the side. And we threw them away in this version, I see. So this was more of the direction they wanted us to go. So eventually it became, and I'll open the source file for that one.
Now we're getting into the real deal. So yeah, guys. Once again, in this kind of cases, when you're like also doing like really important work with design, you really gotta make sure that you have the proper equipment, especially in this case because it's 2D graphic design. It's really important for you to have a proper monitor that has like the proper values when it comes to color accuracy and palettes and stuff like that. So you really have to make sure that what the color that you meant to have, that you want to see, is really being displayed right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it when it comes out of at the print agency and it looks way different than you meant on your monitor, then you're beep. Fucked. So this is what it eventually became, and I think it's already in the store, so you might see it. I think I have one here, an actual printed version.
Ooh, I think if you go back to the other view, we can see it in the bigger screen. If you switch back to the other view.
Which one?
The main one, then it's bigger, and I think people can see it better then.
Oh,
yeah.
There we go. So this is actually what
so that's
it became.
really like how you designed it, and this is like the real life result of it, which is like being in the shop right now. I mean, the entire process is kind of cool. I mean, you made it, designed it, and now it's like being produced, and now it's in the box, on the box, in the shop.
Yep. Yep.
And this is how it went down.
Unfortunately, you get used to that. At one point I did billboard design for MSI, and I got a picture from Mexico, which my design was in a big billboard, I think Mexico City, and then you're really amazed, like, whoa, this is the other side of the world, and my work is actually there. And
yeah, I can imagine that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
A satisfying one.
Yeah. So this is the end result. Basically, what I'm delivered is I'll turn off some layers. This is what I get. This is called the die cut. I'm not sure. I hope you can see it. If I look at the live screen, it's fine lining. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So this is actually a die cut from the printing agency in Taiwan, where we have most of the boxes printed, and they give me this. And what I usually do is I'll make guides for that. So guides are in Illustrator, well, non-existent lines, which where I can which I can use to lay out other elements. And I have those here.
Ah, I
so
see.
These are it's basically the entire die cut in guides, which I can use to put in. Let's see.
Do you have to do this manually?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
Well, It depends. If the die cuts, if the lines are connecting, then I can convert it to a guide. But a lot of times it's a little bit off. If the lines aren't connecting, then I'll have to do it manually. It's a shit work. But hey, after that, my life's better. So let me see. Then I start out with doing just the general layout. So I know which pieces are where, and I'm not worrying about images or text right now. It's just layout, just to get the feel. Is this balanced or not? And if you're wondering, actually, I mask it. So it's not like, let me just turn out the guides again. It's not like I draw this, I use the guide and I make a mask out of it. It's this one. And I use that to mask out the rectangles so they follow the shapes. And after that, I'm going to put in content. So all the text, all neatly lined out.
Yeah, that's a lot of detailed work.
Inside a little bit.
And this is the one that you just showed us in real life.
That's this one, yep. Same one.
Still quite awesome to see this just behind the screens.
So there you go. Then I think I won the competition. I'm not sure. Yeah.
How can you not remember it?
Hmm?
How can you not remember it?
Because eventually there were so many iterations of the direction. Because you start out, everybody starts out with their own idea of how the box should look, and so you have way different designs, and then it all just comes together. So eventually, mine and Robin and Borko's design were very close. Because that's the direction they wanted us to go in.
I see. Maybe it's a little bit of a fusion.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. You take some elements from that one and you put it into the next one. Does anybody have questions? Merry Christmas. What?
Yeah, I mean, if you, yeah, that's always.
Oh, that's about the other box. What?
Yeah, it's the old. I don't know what it is. It's like a message, or I think on Discord. We can change it or something, and it just keeps displaying every time we go live. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but guys, I mean, definitely, man. If you're trying to look into getting into this kind of designer life, and yeah.
Hey, but yeah, like for me, if you want to be a designer, it's you can follow a course. You can have schooling in that. That's not the way I went because I'm a computer programmer by education, and one of my previous employers, like 20 years ago, asked me, like, "You do something with computers, right? Can you make a calendar for us? Can you design a calendar?" And I was like, okay, so I do something with computers. Can you design a calendar? So, okay.
Yeah, same thing, right?
Yeah, obvious. So I said, yes, I can. And then I had 1 week to learn about Illustrator. So, and that's how I started.
That's not a long time.
Just, I hate to be on cameras, and so last week they asked me, do you want to do the live stream? And I was like, sure.
I tricked him. I said there was no camera.
Yeah. That would be voiceover, just voiceover.
Yep.
So yeah, this is one of our color boxes, and well, this is the fun part, because you start out, you design one color box, and the rest becomes just how do I say it? Similar to this one. So then it becomes production work. So I'm not doing that, luckily. Next, I have what I mentioned, the video about the P100X. I think it's on YouTube, so you might have seen it, and I think maybe on the live stream you had it sometime. It featured Ja, so all of Ja's fans, they must have seen it.
It's my twin brother.
So let's open it up. So that was fun. We actually shot it just inside our office. We had a meeting room, and we converted that to a little bit of a stage for showing off the P100X. So the predecessor to the one we're showing now.
Still remember it like yesterday.
Yeah. So well, perhaps a little bit. Shall I just show the end result, just as a reminder what it was? So let me see. So it was actually this video. As you can see, it looks quite the same as the one as Ja's having on his desk, the P100A. So this is actually our office.
Well, at a certain moment in time, there was like 3 times me on the screen. That was really weird.
Was it?
Yeah, it's like me here, like on the live stream, and there was like 2 times me in the video.
Yeah, true. Well, and the fun thing is, as inside information, that guitar is actually mine. The Mark Rothko print is also mine. This is Pieter's speaker cabinet, and this is actually the soundboard which I'm having just here next to me for our live stream. So that's how you put it together and make a product video, just with whatever you have inside your home or at your office.
Well, I see somebody did watch the video. Appreciate it. Jamie Torres. I think that's how I pronounce it. Yeah, you also noticed the hat. Well, this is my content creations hat. So whenever I'm in like productivity mode, I'm going to be hat on.
Ah, again.
Yeah, but a different shirt.
Hey, look at him.
And as you can see there, that's like our white combination of the creation desktop and the PS321. So the first generation content creation monitor. Yep. And that one is actually the 5K one. So the one sitting in front of me is not 5K, but we're almost going to get to there.
Next up. But this has been like, I think a year ago?
Yeah.
We shot this?
A little bit, yeah, around a year, I bet. Just short of a year or just a little bit over. Yeah.
Anyway, it's on YouTube, so on our MSI gaming channel, it's if you search the P100X, it's that video. You can watch it
after the stream.
And we made that in After Effects.
Holy shit, that stuff's. I mean, it's so complicated. I already. It's like I'm really like demotivated.
I'm a little bit in the way of the screen. Let me just make it a little bit smaller. Better like that. Yeah. So yeah, if you're not used to After Effects, it can be overwhelming if you open it up the first time. But layout is pretty simple and straightforward. So at the center, of course, you have the video, your screen, what you're working on. At the bottom you have the timeline. So from start on the left, to the end. So this one was 1 minute and 3 seconds. And you have your layers here.
That's a lot of layers.
Yeah, it is. It's
Jesus Christ.
And even that is pretty straightforward. Well, I'll get to that in a second, because only on the left part you have the elements. So you can drag in multiple other videos which you want to show in this one. And on the right you have the attributes or settings from different elements. But getting to the video, I'll just enlarge this a little bit. Let me just put everything away. This one can stay. Yeah. Because we basically start out with just a recording from Ja, which is called our A roll. And this is mainly what you hear. So that's for the story. And if you check out the video without all other elements, it's only Ja just explaining everything you hear. That's our A roll, the main video. And you stack things on top of that. So although it's nice to have a video just of Ja talking about the P100.
I'm not sure about that. The opinions differ.
They'll like it probably. We also want to show the product more in detail, or have some effects of what he's doing, just to liven it up and have show a little bit more. So after we shot the A roll, then we go to the B roll, and the B roll is like close-ups and little details which you can put over the A roll. So let's see. Here we're talking about.
So especially
power.
guys, in this kind of cases, when you get into video production, like that's really where the P100A really starts to shine. So here really, if you want to have the best experience, they're like the real-time previews and really the fastest responses. Yeah, that's really where you really have to look into the machines or desktops like the P100A, or if you want to go all over the top, like even the P100X.
Yeah. Well, actually, last year this video about the P100X was actually edited on that same machine. So that's
P100ception.
yeah. So here Ja's talking about the power of the machine, and we put over here you can see there are some layers stacked over there, and this is B-roll, so I'll enable that one now. So this is a little bit of a B-roll, and that's just the image of him, and he's still talking in the background. You can see here the sound has been disabled. It's only the sound from Ja talking, plus some background music we put in. So that's how we stack it up. And for instance, well, so you have memory. That's him. So that's one. Then there's also shots of Ja actually doing something on the
Actually doing something.
Actually doing something.
Nice.
Where is
Actually doing
it?
something.
Software could be. So we have this on top. Oh, okay. It's not Ja doing it, but so this is actually a still, and we're moving it. We have the screen masked in. So here we have the shot, and we're gradually zooming in. So going from here, zoomed out to here, and that's all just animated inside After Effects. It's just a still image, and inside the screen is another.
Interesting. So that's actually
It's all fake.
it wasn't really displayed on display.
Yeah, but that's kind of the profession you have. If you're into Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, Premiere, whatever, you're just a faker. That's what I get paid for. Faking.
Fake it till you make it.
So let's see. So here's actually the movie with inside of the screen, the on-screen effect. We placed that in and transformed it a little bit 3D because the monitor is tilted back a little bit. So you transform it and you nudge it in.
I see Joel is asking for After Effects.
Yeah.
With the content you're using, is 8 GB of RAM enough? Well,
8
definitely
is
we wouldn't do that.
Not. It all depends on how much frustration can you handle. Yeah, that's
until the keyboard smashing, the famous keyboard smashing comes.
Because you'll be waiting for a long time.
Yeah. So really,
no, I'd not recommend it. Even years ago, I worked on 16 gigabytes, but now my new P100 is on 32, and well, things are starting to be smooth. I can do
really?
Things real time. Also, the fact that it has multiple hard drives or SSD or HDD means you can split up your work. So you'll have your project on one drive, and you'll have your caching on another one. So they will not interfere with each other, and that will speed up things as well.
Jeroen.
What?
We gotta be careful because apparently you said something that our colleagues or our boss didn't know about.
Who?
Because I'm repeating, I quote, "What? Jeroen? I didn't know this."
Who?
I'm not sure which part he's exactly referring to, but we gotta be careful.
Okay. I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. We stack all different videos on top of each other, and oh, here we go. I'm still in 3D. Oh, come on. Yep. Let me close that down. Then we have some light adjustments, just to have it toned a little bit more. I'm looking for some
So all of the
here.
little stuff, they all have their own layers.
Just to color grade it a little bit more, because it's you can't always have the perfect lighting. Some movie crews can, they bring a lot of light, but we only have like 3. So we do what we can, and the rest we'll have to adjust in After Effects. So we'll just throw over a layer with light adjustments.
Yep. A bigger budget for the equipment would be nice.
Yeah, yeah. So then we have the A roll with the detailed shots stacked over there. And only we need to transition them because we're going from, well, the intro to power. Oh, you cannot see that. That's, here we go. all cuts need to have a little transition. So we'll put over, for instance, a flash. That's what we did with this one. So it'll just, it won't be such a hard from one to the other. And then in the end, we need logos, a lot of logos.
Yeah, so this is like, the logos is like the same principle as when we do the re-editing of some visuals to the monitor. Because in a sense, it's like, it's not fake, but it's like just not there at that moment, but it's still the same content being displayed on the monitor, but it's just being added later on. So this is the same case with the logos. I mean, yeah, they're just being added on later on, but they're like not fake, you know, they're still real logos. But it's the same with the screen content. Sometimes, you know, we record with a black screen because we know it's going to be easier later on to re-edit this than you know, having the proper stuff installed beforehand, and then, you know, doing the proper setups, having the right settings, and then displaying this on the screen. Well, it's going to be easier later on to just sometimes add this.
Yeah. Just to clarify, it's. I say fake. It's fake in the video. I don't mean it's like the machine cannot handle the software. It can, but if you try to record everything in one take, it's just impossible. Again, with the example of the software I had. Let me see. This one. The lighting on the monitor would have been too strong, and you would not have seen what is on screen. So you have to fake it to make it visible in the end production. So you have to put it on top of each other. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, logos on top of each other. Just
The finishing touches.
it's a little bit of a visual. If you're on your mobile and you're watching YouTube and you're on a train or so, and you have the sound turned down or turned off, we add the logos to clarify just what this is about. So the part of the software, we add the Creator Center logo. Just as a means to quickly have our viewers see what is it about. What do we have here?
So, like this kind of video, how long does it take you to make?
For this,
Yeah.
including shooting it, or
let's
the
just say the
entire
editing
thing?
part.
Sorry?
Let's just say behind the screen part. When you're sitting behind your monitors editing and stuff.
It'll be a week.
A week, and it's just
That's
like 1 minute video.
That's not full time a week, but there are more people involved, and there are a lot of opinions, and you all need to incorporate that into your video. So somebody would like to say, like, okay, I like this angle better than that angle, so then you need to change. That takes time, and so to satisfy everybody involved, it will take about a week.
That's quite intense for 1 minute. So it's because there's so many little stuff that just drives away time.
Yeah, true.
It really grinds. I'll just go to.
Shall I tear it up?
Well, yeah, you can just continue, but I see Juan is asking, when you edit these layers, does the CPU or the GPU work on it mainly? Well, mainly it's going to be the CPU.
Well, it's both. It's both. The GPU is also involved. It'll become involved in rendering even more, because the render engine for the media encoder does, I think it's called CUDA.
It
uses the GPU a lot. So
yeah,
Having a good GPU is
yeah, definitely. I think
it's a
sometimes
recommendation.
the programs even give you the option for you to choose whether you want to have like a GPU accelerated process
can.
or not.
True. Yeah, what can I say? In a nutshell, that's how we go about.
Well, remind me never to get started with this because
You're already in it. So basically, I'm producing for you. You're in the video.
respect for the designers and the editors. It's a lot of detailed work, but I do feel like, you know, once you do have the project finished and it's being like published or being presented somewhere, it's going to be so satisfying because you know, like, that's your work.
Yeah. If it's in the end, you're proud of what you're doing. So you look at your video and like, yeah, this looks good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, man. So, guys, if you have any questions regarding, you know, this kind of stuff, like you really like what you saw right now, or just a little bit back, was like the color box, really something that we were working on, and the real stuff that we showed you, and how Jeroen was working on it, and how it turned up in the shop, like we also showed you. And this is like the same once again when we are producing videos for products. And as you can see, it's like really a lot of work for a 1 minute video. You can really take up like 1 week to finish, like just behind the screens. So especially if you're like doing this kind of stuff, you gotta make sure that you have the right hardware, the right components that you're working with, because you know, if this is like really something serious, then it's going to mean like time is going to be money, because you preferably don't want to waste time, you know, and you want to make your work as fluently as possible, as efficiently as possible. So
It's directly true. The faster your PC is, the happier you'll be. It is.
yeah. Okay. So now we're going to switch to something different. The big boy that's sitting right here the whole time. So yeah, we've talked about the P100A, and as you can see, the first thing that you notice is that they both have like the same kind of, let's say, color, and that's true because they're kind of they belong, well, in the same series, in the same creator lineup, and we also created them as like more or less a kind of a set. So in front of me, this is the PS321 QR, and I'm going to get this a little bit more in front of you guys to see. So it's time for me to stretch my legs. All right. Okay. Let's start with the backside first, so we can go back to the other view. And then, so as you can see, well, the desktop, comparably, you know, to the monitor, is really small. First of all, it's a small form factor, but also this is a 32 inches monitor. So yeah, it's not your typical small boy 27-inch gaming monitor. So the backside, as you can see, it's the matte black finish, so the same one as the desktop. The gunmetal black, really, it's not black, but it's more like dark gray. And here we have our logo, the emblem. So here, as you can see already, the RGB circle. Of course, Mystic Light enabled. So if you use Mystic Light, you can sync them both to have the same effect at the same time. Let's just take a look at what's underneath here. Getting a little closer. So put this on the way. So let's start with right here. You have the USB 3.2. We also have the upload cable to your desktop, because in order to use, like for example, the Creator OSD, you need to have the cable enabled. So really, like just steering the hardware right here. And then we have the USB Type-C, so we have the display port, and then we have 2 times HDMI connections right here. And this monitor already have has its own built-in adapter, so you just need a power cable. There's no brick attached to it, and that's all. So the back side, again, a little bit more in detail to show you guys. So this time I kept it clean. There's no fingerprint on there, huh? You guys proud of me? All right, so let me switch to the side. Oh, actually, before I do that, almost forgot about this part. So here, well, we're at the back part anyways. So this is our 5-way joystick. Usually this one is red because of our gaming monitor series. They all have this button. So the 5-way joystick, you can move it up and down, left and right, and you can click it. So this will activate the on-screen OSD. No, I mean the on-screen display, so the OSD. And if you use it in a specific way, it also means that you activate a specific action. So it's more like shortcuts or hotkey in a way. And later I'll show you when I turn the screen around what this means and how you can also access this via software. So you don't have to reach behind the screen when you don't want to. So let me turn this to the other side. Because it's already connected to the cable, I'm going to be moving a little bit cautiously, so I don't rip everything or anything apart. Let me show you this side. All right, because there is a side panel I/O on this side. So here, now, okay, here we are. So for people working on photography or videography and stuff like that, where you really need like an SD card and stuff, you don't have to reach underneath your desk or behind your desktop in order to stick the card in your desktop, because here you can still have the high-speed 3.2 card reader right there. So alongside with the other two 3.2 USBs right here, Gen 1s. And of course, there's also the regular USB, the microphone and the headphone jacks. So right on the side of your monitor. All right, let me just turn this back and show you the front side. Okay, let me do it this way.
Uh-oh, fingerprints.
Uh-oh.
No!
Uh-oh.
Get them off!
Uh-oh. No fingerprints to be seen. So the front, really not that much to say because it's just a very clean setup with the chin right here, and then the bezel is, the 3 sides. So, all right, let me put this back in position. So, I do have to mention that this model actually, there are 2 models that looks exactly the same. So like this one. So this is the PS321 QR, and this is the 1440p, so the wide Quad HD version, and together with the 165 Hz refresh rate. Now we also have the exact same model, but then with the 4K panel with a 60 Hz refresh rate. For the rest, they're identical, so the same looks and the same specs, except for that 2 aspects that I just mentioned. So this one comes in 2. The other one is called PS321 URV. More on that I'll also show you on screen later a little bit, but I only got this model to showcase to you guys today. But you don't miss anything because basically those are the only 2 differences. So that's as for the design part, and you've seen the side I/O. And finally, we're going to get to the part that a lot of people were asking, or at least noticed, is the hood that's on here. I even noticed somebody saying like, "Oh, we're quite a good match because the monitor is wearing the same cap as me." I do see where you're coming from, right, Jeroen? So this is the hood. It's a toolless design, and if you don't watch out, it would just fly away.
Is that for making your monitor corona-proof, or what?
Yep. So if you cough, you know, when you're sitting behind your monitor, everything will be caught between the hood. So toolless, it's magnetic attached to your monitors. Very easy. You just clap it on there and just align it, and voila, that's it.
Nice.
So you can see I can even move the monitor with the hood. That's like how fastly, well, how greatly it's attached to the monitor. And if you don't need it, just clap it and fold it and put it away. But let's leave it on there. Now, why is this important? For a lot of the professional monitors out there, and especially for people who are quite serious about their work with content creations, it's important to, especially if you're like in a very well lit situation or environment, it could be, you know, fluorescent lighting or LED lights or panels, or in our case studio lights, or if you're sitting inside and there's just too much sunlight. So whenever there's like a overflow of lighting or what kind of light, doesn't matter. So there's spillage, and you want to block as much as possible. So you don't have you know, the glare on your screen, or like just generally your monitor being lit by environmental lighting. That's also going to change the perceived color on your monitor. So as a professional, especially if you're serious about it, even if you're not professional, if you're serious about it, you want to avoid that in order to achieve the best possible outcome when you're looking at your monitor, to have the best possible perceived values. So that's why a lot of the professional monitors out there, you see this hood thingy on there. That's what it's really for. All right, so if you have any questions, per usual, drop them in the chat. Otherwise, before I get into some boring stuff again, because, well, unfortunately, I do have to show you some more stuff that I can't really show you, but I can only show you by PowerPoint and slides. So the last bit of PowerPoint and slides, but you do want to know this kind of information if you are really like kind of interested in this kind of monitor. So, but before that, we can do something else, and that is announce the next winner of today's Steam wallet code. So something beautiful before something terrible. All right.
Here we go.
Oh, did you already have it?
Nope.
Oh.
Not that fast.
Okay, let's see who
I
the
need to
next winner
draw
is.
the winner, but I'm not actually drawing with a pencil, so not that fast. Ooh, here we go.
Uh-oh, who is the next winner?
It is somebody who goes by the nickname of Jeremy with a G, so
Jeremy with a G.
G-E-R-E-M-Y.
Congrats.
From
Congrats,
Philippines.
And guys, I keep saying this.
Congratulations.
Don't give up, because there might still be more, right?
There might be.
There might still be more, so don't give up. And well, guys, congratulations, because there's probably going to be one last round. I mean, not congrats, but good luck. There's probably going to be one last round. All right, getting back to the monitor. So just show you the design and the hood and stuff like that. So now let me get into a little bit more details regarding the monitor specs and stuff. So a few last slides. Let's get through it together. So the Creator PS321 series, that's where this one belongs in. Like I just mentioned, there's also, so besides the QR version, the URV version, which is the 4K 60Hz refresh rate version, with the rest of the specs and looks identical. So they're both here to help you, but some people just have a little bit of different needs and require more details, more PPI. So for those kind of people, they can choose the 4K version. So the backside, as you saw, it's quite sleek and really clean, but of course that's all personal preference, but we generally like it quite a lot and we got good feedback, and you guys can also should give us feedback regarding what do you think about the looks, this aesthetics, the design, because we can always take this to the next products, the next models, and also looking at Jeroen, maybe he will also get involved in the future with like this kind of product designs, huh?
Could be.
Could be. Do you
Could
want
be.
to?
No, well, I want to. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, so
I always say
design.
yes, so ask me, I'll say yes.
Well, let's have a talk with headquarters tomorrow. So the backside of the monitor, the design, the inspiration, really it came from so the design team. They were really brainstorming and looking into art and stuff like that. So, and eventually they were inspired by the Western oil and the Eastern ink painting style. So how the brushes go, how it's being brushed, and they look into that, and that's how we came back with this new kind of design on the backside. And usually you would expect something to be quite neat and being symmetrical, but in this case it's asymmetrical, but it's being done on purpose, just for this reason. So let us know what you guys think about the design. Actually, I personally quite like it, the backside. It's quite sleek still, especially the material and the color finish, but the asymmetrical really does have something, the circle and the screwed slice on the backside where the I/O ports are. So as for the panel, so of course you guys might have guessed already if you know if you know anything about productivity and monitors. So this one is also IPS panel. Of course, here where you can have the best color reproduction accuracies and also the best viewing angles, which are very important when you're doing productivity. But here we also have implemented a 165 Hz refresh rate IPS panels, so it's hella fast, together with a 1 millisecond response time. So even if you're tired and you just want to have some nice gaming sessions or stuff like that where FPS is quite high, you can still enjoy a very smooth gaming experience just to relax. But of course, when you're also working on video stuff, for example, if you have a lot of projects with high FPS videos, this way you can also enjoy it or feel it and experience it a lot better, and you can work on it a lot better than when you have like a traditional 60 Hz refresh rate productivity monitor, because it just cannot display the 100, for example, the 120 FPS video that you're working on right now. So that's why we also have a very high refresh rate PS321 QR right here for you guys. Now, next we're going to talk about the resolution. So the QR version, just to explain the naming a little bit in more detail right here, Q stands for Q Quad HD, so just you can remember it with that. And the R stands for RGB. I also explained that the circle on the back is actually RGB enabled. So this version is 2560 by 1440p, so the regular Quad HD 1440p version, and then you have the exact same version, the URV, which is the 3840 by 2160, the 4K version. So if you're someone that really requires every last bit of detail in the pixel, displaying as much information as possible, well, as sharp as possible, well, go for the 4K version. And if you don't care about the high refresh rate, by all means, you can go for the other one. So there is a little bit of a price difference. If you want to go for the 1440p version, again, we always state this, depending on where you are, the price differs, but it should be around 800 euros or US dollars. And the 4K version is around 950 US dollars and euros. So this really depends. You got to look into your own specific market to see what the price is in your region. Now, next, going to, of course, the color palettes, and so we're talking about Adobe RGB, sRGB, and the DCI P3, Display P3 stuff. So of course, very important in order to have the right color reproduction and the display of the right amount of color, you need to have the right amount of color palettes that's already being built in your monitor. And this one already has 99% of Adobe RGB covered, which is already like one of the highest standards for having the broadest color palette within the color profiles. So also covering 95% of DCI P3 or Display P3, which are already great standards if you're really looking into some professional displays with the right color profiles, so the color palettes. So this one also covers 99% of the sRGB, really give you like the lifelike colors that you really require for your monitor. But also make sure that whenever you're looking for a specific kind of color, or if you're looking at it, that it really is displaying the color that it should be displaying, that it doesn't really just change because you don't have the right color profile within your monitor. And something else that's also very important to add up here is the Delta E2. Well, actually, before I get into this, let me just grab the box from the monitor, because this so right in the box we have this little letter that's like attached in like an envelope that's being glued in here that states that the monitor is already being factory pre-calibrated, so you don't have to worry about recalibrating the monitor, or you know, just wondering about, oh, is everything displaying the proper values, like but everything that I just told you is also really the case, because we have like, we always attach the report, like we can that shows all the details regarding the aspect, the variables that I just mentioned. So this report always just comes with a box after you have purchased the monitor. So then coming back to what I just said, there's something else that's also really important when you're talking about color accuracy and fidelity and stuff like that, is the Delta E2. Now this 2 means that it's barely just above the edge of noticeable difference to a human eye. It's barely different. If a trained eye could see the difference, but if you're talking about 3, then you're talking about like, okay, then the color difference between 2 colors, there essentially should be the same. That there's going to be a difference, but the bigger the number, the bigger the difference between the 2 colors. So the lower the number, the better. That's what you're looking for in this kind of monitor. So going to 1 is the lowest, and 1 is really like indistinguishable for a human eye, and 2 is like really not the same as 1, but really close, and you can barely notice if there's like a color difference between 2 colors. So this one really also very important in the industry, and also a very well required standard in professional monitors, a Delta E2 and not higher. So, and this one really, together with everything else, really adds up to like the color fidelity and the accuracy especially. So yeah, if you're worried about like finding a really good 1440p professional monitor, 32 inches, like this is really a good contender, because it really has or packs all the requirements and all the standards that's like required for this kind of monitors, and even being factory pre-calibrated, so you don't have to worry doing this yourself afterwards. Let me just quickly scan through in any questions or not.
Will there be a 4K monitor?
Sorry?
Will there be a 4K version, I see asked?
Oh, yes, there will be, because maybe you just missed this, that's possible, but this exact same model is also going to be available, well, not also going to be, it is already available in a 4K version, so with all the aspects and specs being the same, except for the refresh rate and the resolution. So the refresh rate is 60, and the resolution of the other one is 4K. And this one is 1440p and 165 Hz refresh rate. So those 2 variables are the only ones that are different between the 2 models. The rest are identical, also the looks. So yes, there is a version that's 4K. And And if you prefer 5K, then you have to look at our previous one, because that's the PS321WU. That's the 5K version of also 34 inches. So whatever you need, we probably have it. All right, so continuing, it's also display HDR 600 certified. It's not the highest, but it's definitely not a low standard, because I believe on top of my head it goes all the way up to 1200 certification. So it's like 2 steps away from the highest HDR certification. But with 600, you already have like excellent dynamics in your screen, on your screen, where you can have great details in the really the brightest and the darkest areas, and also just really having this dynamic contrast, also improving your color, the color and the realness of your screen. So again, something else that adds to what the screen really should be displaying, how it displays, contrast, color accuracy, everything that you need for your professional work. Now, besides all of these kind of specs and specifications, once again, we always try to add more value, give you guys more in return with also software. So here, instead of the Creator Center, we have the Creator OSD, so on-screen display. Now, earlier I mentioned that you can use the button in the back of the monitor to use some quick settings. But let me show you guys. So now I'm going to display, demonstrate you guys briefly the Creator OSD. But before that, let me just grab the monitor again and try to show you guys in the detailed view this little guy right here. So here we have this little P sign. It says P. So here underneath it is actually a hot button that activates the on-screen display. So let me just close this. So let me press the button right now, and you see, voila, there you have it. So this is an app on the monitor, and you don't even necessarily have to open the app yourself with your mouse, looking for it, going through directories and blah blah blah. You can just click this and it comes right up. All right, so now let me demonstrate what this is. It's not easy to briefly and easily move around the 32-inch monitor. All right, so let's get back to my presentation view, and then we can get into this whole Creator OSD. So here we see, especially on the linker lol, my Dutch is coming out. On the left panel, there are a lot of the color profiles that's going to be essential to your work when you're working on different kind of projects with different kind of maybe clients having different kind of hardware, and you need to make sure that you display and convey and communicate the colors the way you want it, also like the way they're going to see it. You can choose very quickly without adjusting all other small stuff. For example, you can go to Adobe RGB. You can just click on that one, then you're already sure of, okay, my monitor is displaying the Adobe RGB color profile. So, and if you want to go to DCI-P3, you can just click on DCI-P3, and if you're working on some stuff, like for majority of the people using sRGB, just go to sRGB, making sure that you and him are always seeing the same color profiles. Okay, this may be a little bit small for you guys to see, and then maybe we can switch to my demo layer, so then it's a little bigger for you guys. So here on the left is what I just talked about. And there are way more profiles for different kind of works, and if you're feeling tired and you just want to do some easy work, you can also go to anti-blue. Well, this means that it takes the blue out of the monitor. Well, you don't see it on the capture because this is something hardware induced. So if I turn the screen to you guys on the detailed cam, you can see that it's quite okay. Let me show you the difference by turning it back. So let me go back to, for example, Adobe RGB, and now go back to anti-blue. Okay, you saw the yellow that initially pops up, right? That's the yellow that you can expect, but because the cam adjusts the white balance and stuff automatically, it will change the color. But look at the first second. Ah, there it was, the yellow part. That's how yellow the screen just stays, but it doesn't really convey in the detail cam. But I hope you understand what I mean. So a lot of this kind of stuff to help you make your life more comfortable when you're behind the screen. Now, if we, for example, go to Adobe RGB, you know, within every profile, you can also go to user profile, and here you can adjust everything yourself, however you like it and you want it. So you can adjust the color temperature here. You can even adjust the screen size, zoom in and out, choose a refresh rate. Response time, so if you want to have the fastest, you can overdrive it a little bit, and well, a lot of the details you can all adjust here, so you're not bound by the profiles on the left. You can choose for yourself, also create your own profiles by clicking on this little plus right here. But something else that's going to be quite important for you guys, I guess, well, not all of you, but I know some people do use this kind of stuff because it's really handy when you are in that kind of situation, like picture by picture or picture in picture, where you have different kind of sources. That's different kind of sources sending signals to the monitor. For example, you're using two desktops. With one project on the one desktop and another project on the other desktop, and you want to display them both at the same time because you want to compare stuff, or you want to just work on them at the same time, you can attach both of the desktops and then just go to Creator or SD and then look for picture by picture, which means they will share the same amount of real estate on the screen. Or you can go for picture in picture, giving one more priority over the other because one is going to be on top of the other, sharing a much smaller real estate, and the other is just using the entire screen. So this way you can choose here which sources you want, how big the size is, and where exactly for example, the picture in picture will be displayed. So this is going to be quite a useful one for you guys. And something else that's going to be really useful, I guess also for Jeroen, when you're like doing the Adobe Illustrator and stuff like that, you need to like align stuff or having just see the right formats on your screen or the right grids. Because here, let me show you, because this will not be captured. So here this says screen assistance, and you can choose whatever it is that you need at that moment. For example, some rulers on the sides. So you can see the blue. Well, they're very light, so it's a little bit hard for you to see. But there's like a ruler on the top side with numbers and stuff. But it's like light blue, so it's a little bit hard for you guys to see. So it just gets on the screen like hardware-wise, like an overlay on your display. And if you're like working on postcards or you want to know A3 or A4 formats, you can go for this one. It will show you like a name card, postcard, A5, B5, A4. So all different sizes being hardware induced on your screen as an overlay. So you see all the blue lines. So a lot of this kind of stuff, like there's also grid and horizontal scale of the same one. And even when you're like working on fast motion videos and you're becoming sick because you're motion sick, that's possible. I actually know a friend that's like that. That's why he doesn't play like a lot of fast-paced shooting games, because he just gets sick. You can even use this one to reduce the 3D motion sickness, because it will give you the sidebars which you can still readjust your eyes to. As you can see here, well, it's kind of black on the I guess it's being keyed away by the chroma key because it has green in it. But on the sides, in the corners, you can see the big arrows. So here, like for example, that's what it does. And if you don't want it anymore, just press stop. So a lot of this kind of stuff to help you with your daily tasks. And I'm not even finished because one of my favorite stuff to do is split window. So let me just open some random stuff here just to create some windows. Alright, so let me just do this too. Now, so if you're multitasking, this is really going to help you to be more efficient, because you can, especially if you have a big screen like this or even higher or bigger, you can use this one and choose on the left panel for first of all, what kind of arrangement do you want? Do you want 3 display at the same time? Do you want 4 display at the same time? 5? Let me now just go to 4. And then click on whatever it is right now that's open that you want to have displayed. And then once you've chosen them, just click on apply. And then it will automatically go, like for example, arrange this kind of stuff for you. Like, well, wait, let me just... It's lagging at this moment. Let me try something else. Oh. So, oh. Yes. Let me open it up. Okay, I remember. There was a updated version of this software, and I haven't installed it yet actually, because this was the engineering sample, the software. But with the right version, it's going to align the software exactly like it was in the side panel displayed here. And this is going to help you each time with seeing the proper values with the prearranged spaces on the screen, so you can work on everything at the same time without having to just drag and drop them, yourself. So okay, there's even more stuff to be done here. You can go for even your mouse and keyboard settings. You can do some power settings, even connect your display wirelessly to something else. And something else that's really handy to do is also creating macro keys. So here you can, for example, choose whatever it is that you want to have assisted to a specific type of action. So say you use the split windows or the picture-in-picture mode on off quite a lot. You can assign this one or anything else that's in the list that's going to help your daily life. And did I mention the Mystic Light part? Because that's also in here, and that's on the back, because this one you can also tune it the way you want it. So if you click on them, you can custom make every little area, and if you don't like to do that, you can always just choose one of the pre-arranged effects. So I think right now it's on static, so let me go to Meteor. Turn it around, and okay, so yeah, you can see right there. So whenever it's green, it's already being keyed away, so you don't really see it. But so rainbow, turn a little bit more. I mean, it's there. You don't really have to use it if you don't like it. I mean, it's always your personal choice, because you can also just choose for off, then just no more lighting, right? So if you hate RGB, you don't have to use it. That's fine. So yeah, this Creator OSD is also a very all-encompassing software in which we have put in a lot of the features and stuff that you can go to just to make whatever you're doing at that moment a little bit easier, to save you more time and make it more efficient for you. So yeah, see if I got anything questions that I missed. Missed with saying I would get sick if I couldn't play fast-paced games. Yeah, me too. But yeah, we're not everyone's so lucky, huh? Anything else? So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, just yeah, make sure to drop them in the chat. And if not, we're just going to continue with, I guess, our last winner of today.
Let's choose one, the last one. Good luck, everybody. Draw a winner. Bum, 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 bum.
Dun 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 dun.
Ooh.
Who is it?
Oh, you can do that one.
It's probably hard.
There's some lead speak there.
Oh, I see. It reminds me of my youth. Well, I guess congratulations, Easy Potato. You are the last winner of today's Steam Wallet Code giveaway.
Easy.
Congratulations. Hope you have fun with it. Well, guys, it's been a long day again on the live stream, but as always, we always have fun. And,
we do.
Well, today was also Jeroen's first time, so I hope you guys didn't scare him off. He might be back on the stream somewhere in the future. Maybe. I'm not sure.
No, it was fun. It was good.
Yeah, I hope you guys had some enjoy the insights that we guys gave you regarding how we also MSI as a company go about producing content and how we design stuff. So now you get a sneak peek behind the doors, right? And that you now also got to know some new products that might be suitable for you. So yeah, if you have more questions later on, you can always go to our web pages where we have stated all the details and stuff, and even go to our YouTube channel to check out more product videos, because we always have product videos for the products coming out. So you can always check those as well on our channel. And well, if nothing more, then we are going to tell you about next week, because next week we're going to have something that's a little bit of a secret. So I'm being very careful right now not to spill any beans. But I can tell you that next week is going to be Peter's live stream. And of course, it's always fun and well with Peter, so I'm not going to say what it's going to be about, but it's just going to be something new and secretive. Do you agree, Jeroen?
I do, but I have no clue.
You have no clue? Me neither. It's just about some sort of countdowns, some new stuff that's coming out of stuff. So
Remember,
I'm not sure what it is.
Peter mentioned something with an N.
I'm sure as well a little bit hyped. But I guess if you guys are following the market and trends a little bit, you kind of can anticipate what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say anything. So if you want to find out, make sure to tune in next week. And yeah, we definitely had a good day. I'm really hungry, so I'm going to pack my stuff and eat dinner after this.
Chicken?
Yeah, I hope you guys have fun and learn some stuff. Enjoy the content. And as always, really happy that you guys stopped by and watched the live stream.
Thanks, man.
And thanks for helping out, Jeroen, today.
You're welcome. It was fun.
Yeah, so hope to see you guys next time. Have a good day.
Time,
Stay safe.
Cheers.